account. Oh, well,
You're live.
There we are. Oh, and I forgot. I should unhook that light so I don't blind everybody, right? So, let's see if this works. Is that better? I think so. I'm kind of a lighting expert myself, you know. You should see me with the slingshot. Anyhow, so, yes, we're happening now. Oh, you can't see too much here, but that's all right. I did pick up a couple of books. Zephyr. And Roger sent me some really cool, these are some vintage magazines, hot rods, sport trucks. What's really hurts is when you see the prices they used to have. But I think we could all dig a limousine truck, right? And I have started one on occasion. Actually, here's a video I'd like to show. Ed from Fort St. John had a 52 or 3 GMC, beautiful truck, fully restored. We drove it to a car show, took it to the dance the night before, took it down to Quinnell's Prospectors Car Club car show. Next day, we cut it in half, extended it 22.5 inches, and drove it after 5.5 hours. I still have the video of that. Dennis Toombs, John Higgins, Midnight Game Body, Ian Combs, bunch of people. And I've got the video, and I think I will have to post that around Christmas. But it was just a bunch of guys, 5.5 hours, cut a truck in half, extend it, and drive it. Now, it took several months afterwards to make the rest of the truck perfect. That was 20 some years ago, 23 years ago, I believe. And that truck is still driving around. I actually got to see it last year. Cassidy and I saw it up at Rust Bros, dropped in for a visit. So that's the kind of fun stuff. And when I see like Roger and Stephen sent me this old magazine. Now, what year is this from? Well, it's not that old. It's from 1990. So 35 years old. Anyhow, with a stretched pickup truck in there. That's the stuff. You see, and that's where you watch guys who are working on their own stuff. DD Speed Shop, Bad Chad and the Lad, working on your own stuff. I mean, when you can get to a point where you get to do that a bit, that's really having fun. It's all fun doing this, but when you can do it on your own stuff, it's even that much better. So the stuff I've been doing on for us, we've been working on the Firebird. It's all ready. We're actually hoping maybe to run out Monday or this coming week and pick up a Christmas tree and throw it across the roof of the convertible. Top down, of course, because it's a really big tree. I've got a 16-foot ceiling in here. So we're looking at taking the Firebird out. I just got to finish bleeding the brakes one last time and go pick up a Christmas tree. And I'm trying to remember the name of that greenhouse where we're getting it. We're not cutting down one of our own, but anyhow, last year.
Harvey?
What's that?
Harvey?
Okay, last year we took rock sled and we had a nice sized tree, like 10 feet, but it looked pretty tiny on the roof of rock sled. This year I'd like to have one a little bit taller. It's a very tall tree that died of old age. It was getting taken out to put in something environmentally friendly. So before I get all beat up about that.
Okay, so we have a whole bunch of everybody types faster than I can get set up. So HBK John says, hey. Terry Parsons wants to know if it stops snowing.
Oh, man. Well, not really. No, we had a lot of snow in the last couple of days. 15, 20 centimeters. So that's 6 inches, 7 inches, quite a bit.
Noof Dog 4T5 says hi from Newfoundland.
Oh, right on. Cheers. Yes.
Trudy says hello, Lou and Blair.
Oh, right on.
Cheers from Oregon.
Yes.
So Patrick Engel, hello, Lou and company.
Oh, hey, right on. Hey, yeah, Pat, that's great. Trying out those abrasives. They're pretty good. Really good, some of them. And I will give you a rundown as I use more of them. I haven't tried them all yet. Some of these, and I should grab one because I'm not even sure what they're for. Just give me a moment here. Oh, wow, I found an extra hat. Imagine that. Hey, guys. Perhaps you can help me. Okay, we all see these. Now, I thought they were for cleaning up rough, rusty metal, but I've never actually used one. And can people tell me exactly what they're for and if they work? And I mean, I was just cleaning up. I have a nice meter here. We always look really smart when we're using meters, but you don't have to be. Most meters have one position where it does this. Hear that? So a lot of the time we're just checking the wire to see if it goes from point A to point B. And if these touch, it beeps. So you find that wire under the hood, go into the dash and keep going around until you hear the beep. Boom. You look brilliant, but it's pretty basic stuff. Good meter is important.
Cowtown Canadian, hi from Calgary.
Oh, right on. Cheers, man.
Nettie, hey from Nova Scotia, enjoy your content. They want to know if you live on site.
Yeah, pretty much live on site. That would be pretty accurate. That's right. Most jobs I've had work that way, even at Rust Bros or mining. That was the nice thing about having a limousine. You just jump in the back and go to sleep.
Caribou Outlaw says hi.
Oh, right on. And he's still up and running. That's good to see.
Just a second, we got a quick commercial.
Oh, my. Really?
Good.
Okay, well, that's something, sponsors. I have been showing and talking about different businesses that I like. It's just because I like them and I appreciate it and I show appreciation. Sponsorship sounds kind of cool. I know we did that at the last shop I was at. Does it really annoy people? I mean, I don't want to sit here and do commercials and go, wow, you got to buy this. But when I see stuff I like, I'm going to talk about it because I dig it. Now, eventually, someone might give me a break on some stuff, and that'd be just fine. But I wanted to point out that anything I've been showing and talking about is because I dig it. So in the future, yeah, sponsorships would be great. Would love that. Anything that would help out. Buy a little welding gas, It's part of the business, I guess. Trying to avoid, people pay for premium on YouTube. You don't want to sit here and watch me say, you should buy this. So I'm trying to be careful and delicate.
Murray wants to know what about the dry shaft? I take it they're talking about Firebird.
Oh, yeah. Murray. And we went to Murray's place.
This might be a different Murray.
Oh, it could be a different Murray, right. But I mean, the Firebird, oh boy, there's a few. Yes, the drive shaft on the Firebird, I had to get a changeover. And again, Pat's Auto helped me out with that. And then I forgot to get the different size U-bolts, so they got those for me. So yes, that car is all together now. I've topped up the rear end. We've got the bearings and the axles figured out, suspension's tightened up. There was a few things to do on that. And now it's basically ready to drive. We are considering new upper and lower control arms. We're also might sell it if Doug in Saskatchewan would ever call us up and say, hey, I want X amount of dollars for my 69 Camaro rag. So anyhow, I also have been trying to keep up with JF Customs and Teresa, Killer Customs. They're showing a series burning across the country in a flat deck old truck they bought, which is pretty cool, but they're about to give away the 50/50 Camaro. And keep an eye on that. Check out Killer Customs TV. I don't think I'm entered in that because it probably would have been bad form where he let me come down and hang out for a day while we worked on it. But check out that. The other one I want to mention is Summit Lake Ski Area. Chester, the dog. That's his channel. Well, he's got his own channel, but you got to check out Summit Lake Ski Area. And it's up by Nakusp, which is not far from Revelstoke, which is like 2.5 hours, including the ferry ride, maybe 3 from the shop I worked at in Tappan. So check it out. Pretty good stuff. Pretty hilarious. One of the camera guys we know, a good friend of ours, Josh, he's been doing some of that. I think he also works at the ski area. So check out that. That's pretty cool.
And Mill from Ohio says hello and finally able to get a feed.
Oh, right on. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm trying to get a little more scheduled and so people know when it's going to happen. If you have questions, now's the time to easily. I get questions and I read the comments, but some of them are quite in depth to go on to. There was one, is there a tool for measuring gaps? You can actually buy tools that have different shoulders on them, and you put it in between your door and your fender, and you're checking to make sure they're all even as you're building. But you decide your own gaps, what you want. Different patterns, different cars.
Were you born and raised in?
No, I was born in Whitehorse, Yukon Territory, which I'm really proud of, as any Yukoner is. Didn't live there a long time, but I've been back many times. I was born in Whitehorse. We like to go mining in Dawson City. We've been up on the dome there. I've mined around Quesnel actually quite a bit too. Lived there for 20 years and was gold mining on the Quesnel River, up at Barkerville, 3100 road, all over the place. Mining is something I've done a lot of in my life, and I really enjoy it. In fact, before Mike and Matt got a hold of me, I used to go mining in the summers, build cars in the winter. It was a pretty good gig. And I'm kind of leaning towards that again.
We've got a Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah, it is that time of year. I mean, it's like the 6th, I believe.
Dale says hello from Saskatchewan.
19 days. Dale, right on. Oh, yeah. Good.
Darlene says good evening from Newfoundland.
Wow, far out. Oh, it's evening there already, too. Yeah. Well, hello to you folks, and Merry Christmas.
G. Phil D. saw your town Christmas. What's the name of your town?
Hythe, yeah. West of Grand Prairie, half an hour. Now, the first year they put the big tree in the middle, they actually used a helicopter. And I was over there with Bailey, and she was young. And I finally said, we're moving back. So here's this big helicopter and this ginormous tree moving in, and there's masses of people hanging around, not under the tree, but it's close enough. I went, no way. I even think the pilot was probably freaked out. He did an incredible job. They had firemen there. I mean, they were very safe, but it kind of freaked me out. So now I believe they use a picker truck, no more helicopters. That was pretty cool, though.
Okay, and Mill is curious if the farm you live at was ever a working farm with livestock.
This particular farm was a feedlot at one time. And years ago, my folks bought this, and now Lou and I own it. And it's had a feedlot here right on the Beaver Lodge River. And it was actually homesteaded in 1911. There was a bridge across the river right here that I would like to restore. There's not much left of it. But once you have a bridge, as far as I know, you're allowed to have another bridge, as long as you restore it. There is a barn here. It's 100 years old. I would like it to be saved before it doesn't have a lot of years left, and that the roof, it's the old hip roof style. The sides are getting wider, the roof is getting lower. That's something I'd like to get on too.
So Patrick is clarifying the green one has metal in the plastic bristles and works great for removing paint, rust, and other stuff.
Really?
There's a few that tell you what the green one's for.
Well, thank you, Patrick, and guys and girls. I am quite interested suddenly, and I want to try this out. I mean, we normally glass bead, or I'll try this out and see what it's for. I'll know pretty quick. That is interesting because it would get in a lot of places.
Well, Dustin says it's pretty clear what that's for. You put the green disc on your drill to groom your porcupine.
Well, yes, I could see that. Yes, shine it right up. Wow, and what RPM is it good for?
Good day, John. Impella John.
Oh, right on, John and Chris. 12,000 RPM. Okay, great. I'm going to try that out. So I did not get the 55 Chevy Prime today. This week. I have been fighting with some geometry on the doors. I can't tell you exactly how that's going to end up tonight, but tonight they will be done one way or the other. I might just, get an old hook and chain. I won't do that, but it's been quite involved. And it would be really easy just to do something different.
Trudy wants to know, any luck on finding anything on the 64 Pontiac Catalina? Is that your appreciation?
Oh, I was told, well, the one they're talking about, I was told is American. And also I had Patrick told me about the older ones, but I believe they had a different wheelbase. In fact, I know the Canadian made Pontiacs were put on a Chevy frame with a Chevy motor. Like the 64 I have has a Chev motor and frame, everything. Now, if you had an American-built one that year, it had the cool motors, 389, I think. You know, they had tri-power. They had the cool stuff down there. So the car she's talking about, I believe, is an American-built. I did ask around, didn't come to a conclusive answer, and I should have sat there, but I didn't. So, sorry.
And the man from Nova Scotia says, hey, hello from Rothsay, New Brunswick.
Oh, wow.
Any
Yeah.
plans on working on the Model A soon?
Yes, but no.
Door latches first.
This, you know, yeah. You know, absolutely. I want to work in the Model A because that's mine and that's fun. I kicked it out to make room. I put up shelving in my lean-to. I now have Bailey's Camaro parts stacked up, Rock Sled, the 60 Chevy delivery parts on a shelf.
We'll film that later.
There's another car out there. Oh, 64 Pontiac Parisian. It's all on separate shelves out there. And I'm cleaning up so the Firebird can get stored inside out there. And I can move things around because I can't even get the Model A in right now. And we do have a 70 CUDA showing up for a few days on a hood scoop sometime very soon.
How's the guy getting on with that car, the one who was adding the roof from a different car?
Okay,
Greg.
now that's Greg Priest, and he is around Kamloops. And he ran, he was the lead hand for Mike the first year they did the show at Rust Bros. Super talented dude, and he actually called me up and said I could come down and give him a hand for a couple of days. I really want to. So he's taken that roof, and I think he's gone back to a Mustang design because he ended up with a fastback kit. So as far as I know, Greg is going back to Mustang all the way with that car. He had to move shops. And you know, everything and all the stuff he was doing, he just didn't have the room or the time, as far as I understood, to carry on with something that wild, but that's not a sure thing.
Does Father Earl remember anything about his grandfather, and does he share family history with you?
Yes, he does. His grandfather was a miner. Imagine that. Had a place by Whitehorse up in the hills above Carcross, actually. And he started a store, the general store. It might have had something to do with the hotel Carcross 110 years ago. Yeah, so that's sort of where I got the mining bug, I think. And my dad's always wanted to go prospecting some more. You know, my dad showed me how to gold pan. And yeah, so from up north, and then his mother, his grandmother. Yes, right. Wow. Yeah, I do actually, someone took the time to write it down in a couple of different books. So I won't bore you with all the details, but yes, I have heard the family history, and I do get little more points as time goes on, I think, and I hear another wild story that blows my mind. So it's kind of cool. The real pioneers.
Okay, so Dale likes the Charlie Brown Christmas trees the best.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
up until this year, I had a Christmas tree decorated all year long. I left it in my living room, decorations on, lights on. I like the look of decorated Christmas trees. And living there, I had what I wanted. So it's been great. Every Christmas, I'd take it back out to the balcony, fire up the air line, blow all the dust off, plug it back in. Good for another year. Now we have a different system. So
the kids come home for Christmas.
yes. But I still have Christmas lights down my hallways, around my mirrors, through my living room. They are on all year round. That's what I leave on, is Christmas lights from like trees, icicle lights. Yeah, that's what lights up where I live. They're always on. I like those.
So you mentioned you like a lot of different classic vehicles. Money was no object. What dream car would you get?
If money was no object.
Interesting.
Oh, well, that's wow. That's impossible. That's like saying, what do you like best? This hammer or that hammer? How do you choose? I mean, yeah, I like Chevs. I do have great respect for some European sports cars. I wish I could play around with some of them a little more, except they're not conducive to these hands getting under the dash and fixing that Lucas freaking wiring. I like 55, 6, 7 Chevys. I've pretty easy going, not too set in my ways on that. Generally, it's a GM product, but doesn't have to be, but it should be.
So Ken says, thank you. Can't thank you enough for hooking me up with Midnight Paint and Body. His channel teaches me a lot.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, John, you check his channel. We work together on a lot of cars. He does, I think he only does like one video a week, but it's realistic stuff that you're going to be doing on your own truck. He does do some cool old hot rods, but he's showing the person how to do a cab corner on their 27 or 2007 or 15 Dodge GM, whatever. So he's got a good manner to him, easy to understand. I definitely recommend checking out Midnight Paint and Body YouTube.
Sue wants. Which one are you?
Day? I couldn't tell you for sure. You know, I'm northwest of Edmonton. You know, 4.5 hours. Edmonton. I mean, you can go from Edmonton to Ontario in a long day.
Dale says he's ridden in cars with coat hanger door latches before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I could do that, but I think Lyle might frown in my general direction. So, Shellbrook, why? Do you have a car you need a hand on for a couple of days? Is that what it's about? I'm just really shocked that no one said, hey, why don't you drop in for a day and give me a hand on my car? I'm shocked. I'm almost hurt. Like, what's the problem? You don't want me touching your car? I mean, I get it if that's it. I just thought it'd be fun. Go see some other towns, some other cars.
If you ever consult or ask Lou any questions about engines or have knowledge that helps you with your rebuilds?
I do run a lot of ideas by Lou. She is more familiar with the muscle car end of things. I like cars. I like to make a car run and drive. I don't want 500 horsepower. She wants 700 horsepower, right? I want to drive my car and I don't want to have a breakdown. Lou wants to get there fast.
With good tires.
With good tires, she says. Yes, I just want to drive. I want my arm out the window. I want a big cup of coffee. To me, cruising. Lou isn't that way. So I don't ride with Lou. She had one of those fancy zipper Camaros. No, Zapper. What do you call it?
ZL1.
A ZL1. See? And 17 bazillion horsepower and 6-speed transmission and tires this wide and that thick. I never rode with her once. She took that to a speed which I cannot tell anybody. I wasn't in it. So anyhow, no. Nope.
So our weather out there is still winter wonderland?
Yeah, it's mostly white and windy. My dad's putting up shelving in his shop right now. So I wandered over there, and I mean, there's got to be 10 inches of snow getting over there. And it's time to almost fire up the backhoe, start pushing it around.
Jake says, hey, Blair and Lou. Rickety444, good afternoon, Blair from Harrison Lake.
Harrison, right on.
Alan says, hello from Eastern Ontario. We're getting an Alberta clipper of snow today.
Ooh, wow, okay. I mean, the East, like Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, some of the snowstorms those guys get are epic. And I didn't realize that until a few years ago. It's serious out there.
Have you ever met any of the miners from the show Gold Rush?
Actually, yes, kind of funny. There's a guy there with a beard, Swiss guy. Oh, come on, he's one of the big, huge stars. He lives in Vegas. Oh, come on. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I've never had a TV. There's been one around the last year, but I've never had one. The Swedish guy. Yes. Beats. Tony Beats. Hey. So.
Is he Gold Rush or the
Oh, I don't know what show he's on because I don't have a TV. But there's a place called the El Dorado, and it's a hotel, restaurant in Dawson City, Yukon. And I used to have the pumps fired up by 7 o'clock. Or no, the crew showed up at 7. So I had to be at the restaurant basically before they opened at 6. So about 5:45, I'd show up every morning. And you're regular, so they let you wander in, pour yourself a coffee, and wait. And there's this other funny looking guy at the other end he did the same thing. We'd nod, sit down, And then when people started showing up, he always had a busy table and have a quick breakfast, boom, off to the mine site, fire up the pumps. About the second year I'm up there, I'm like, I think that guy's on a TV show from what those people are talking. So I asked around, turns out it was Tony Beats. So he had his coffee in the same place I did every morning for a couple of years. Once I found out, I never did talk to him, but every morning I just get it, and off you go. So yeah, I used to see him almost daily.
Here's a question about prospecting. Do you have a claim of your own? And if not, would you mind sending me a detailed map of your best spots?
Oh yeah.
And then, road joke.
Yeah, actually, I got this great claim, really hot spot, never misses. It's right by Zipper Lip Mountain near Hush Lake. Old mining joke, sorry. I don't know if I still have claims or not. I did, you have to renew them. Right now, at this particular moment, I may not. But I do work on other people's claims and for other people.
Up again?
And, are we? Is the camera uploading?
It shouldn't be.
You have to check on that.
Nothing's on.
My phone's not doing anything. I better shut my phone off. When it gets snowy sometimes, I think our Wi-Fi, or whatever it is we're using, gets messed up.
Okay, so let's go through a few quick questions here. Have you ever found any gold?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes, lots of gold. On my own, for myself, panning, sniping, we call it. For other people, lots, yes.
What color will the nomad be?
Root beer and gold or champagne, it looks like, is what the plans are.
Is it possible to braise with nat gas or propane?
You can do lead work. Braising, you need about 750 degrees. Yeah, I guess you should be able to braise with nat gas or propane. Yeah, absolutely. Shouldn't be a problem, just slower. So are people having trouble catching the feed? Oh, that's too bad.
It's not freezing up on mine though.
Oh, well, you have a fancy new phone.
Okay.
So
you keep talking.
Okay. She's going to go check the rotor and stuff. Yes, working up north in Dawson City was a freaking riot. There's just nothing like mining. There is some sad stories up there. Mining, if you have a business or you're working for a business, you test your ground, you drill it, you do seismic, magnetometers. There's a million different ways to check it, to prove it up before you spend a ton of dough. It's, some people get the fever. But mining, when you wake up in the morning, you walk out on the claim, and it's fresh, crisp, clear air. It's beautiful. There's always lots of water because it's tough to mine without it. As far as the gold mining we did, we're just taking gravel, we wash it, we let the water settle in a pond, and we take the gravel back and we put it back in the ground. And there's a lot of sand in that too, right? Because you're just washing everything, and you're only actually taking the gold, and all the rest of it goes back. So, it's not like you're working on a bunch of toxic chemicals or anything. It's just pretty clean, safe work if done properly. So everything seems to be working all right, Lou. So anyhow, I am still interested. It'll be after Christmas now. If someone wants to have their car, some assistance for a day or so. I talked to John at Midnight Paint and Body. I might go there. My bead roller, Mittler machine, has a motor on the way for me. It's in the mail. I don't know where it is. I haven't heard from the broker yet. But then when the bead roller's fixed, then we can go do some stuff with the Roadrunner we went to check out.
Okay, let's see.
Nathan's.
If we can catch up a bit.
Oh, okay. You got a few questions there?
Hopefully it's better.
Okay, hope so.
What color was rock slud before it was graced the primer gray?
Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, gray, yellow, I really can't tell what color that car was. Not too sure. I guess the tag would tell me if I could decipher it or took the time to. I've got to find some rims for it right now.
And it's been snowing all morning from Boatman. So in Iowa.
Oh, he's in Iowa. Okay, I wondered where he was. Iowa. So there's quite a snowstorm headed across the prairies as far as I know. We didn't catch too much of it. 8-10 inches, but not too bad. And we're not that far from Tumbler Ridge, actually, either. About an hour as the crow flies. That's some beautiful country I would like to check out a little more often. But it's really, I've got to get this car done. I've been talking to Cassidy. She's still busy at Mike's. Working on, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Anyhow, she's helping out Mike. So her and Kat are up there quite a bit, but she still has their own projects in her shop, and I would sure like to have her back here. So
Ken is laughing. He says Lou breaks it, Blair fixes it.
Well, to a point, yes. Yes. I got to make enough room in my shop to work.
Yes, we do have a Starlink, and we are trying to figure out how to hook it up here.
Oh,
soon.
See, the technical stuff is a bit out of my area. So, yeah, I never thought of that. So, right. So we'd have to put it outside the wall, cut a hole. Okay, we can do that.
And also needs power.
Yeah.
You gotta plug it in.
No problem. I got a current bush.
So Patrick wants to know what I do for my main job. I'm a safety officer for a construction company.
Yes.
And I am a digital creator for YouTube.
Is that what you call it? Okay.
I don't know.
Director, producer. Yeah, right. Because she might be doing some other channels too. Some people are talking with her. But yes, safety. So I don't get away with not being safe around here. Everything has to be done just safe. Right?
Yes, the Peace River area is beautiful.
Yeah, especially fall when the leaves are changing color. And the Peace River's, like, say, an hour from here, really. Beautiful country. This is a bad place to set up because you can still see I haven't finished my roof. Anyhow.
So Impella John says after Christmas, we're starting to collect 3M sandpaper and at least 3 cans of body filler.
All right.
To use when the metal work on them.
Okay, John, and if you haven't, I talked to him about another brand. The brand Cassidy asked for is a good brand too, 3M Platinum Plus. I can give you the part number, John, if you want to send me a message later. And yes, we didn't use that much on the 55. It was a pretty clean car. And it should be in primer. So I would say I've got to do the spray outs for the color next week. That's got to be done for the upholstery guy and figure out the other color we're going with. So I may just have to cover up the whole car with plastic. I've got 6 cards I've got to spray out big so you get a good look at it and try out this color with different number of coats of the effect. So black effect once, twice, 3, 4 times, and then clear coat. And then let Lyle decide which one he prefers.
So Rickety 444 did paving in Tumbler Ridge.
Oh yeah, okay, nice place to work. It's beautiful country. They had a bunch of coal mines there. Right now they got a whack of windmills up there. But just some incredible scenery, lots of grizzlies, moose. Beautiful area.
Dale wants to know, I remember the old school Craggers.
Oh yeah.
In the 50s and with tricks in the front, cars jacked up all the way in the rear. It's the best car.
Well, you see, now we don't have to jack cars up because people can just say, hey, flare out my whole quarter panel or tub the inner, cut the frame, move it in. There's so many different ways, but it used to be the cheap way. Put in some air shocks or some shackles and lift the back end of your car up high enough that when it's bouncing down the road, it doesn't hit the super wide tires that are sticking out of the fenders.
Roland wants to know, will you start wearing welding gloves?
Yeah. Yeah, I keep thinking of it. I got one right here. Yes, but no, I intend to. I haven't. And I need to, but there's so often you're building something, fabricating latches, say, well, this is no good. You can't do it that way. So you hold everything together, hold your mouth just right and go zzz. So yes, it's a great idea. Stick welding, I always wear gloves. Wire feed, not always.
Mel wants to know if you're a fisherman. Being from the States, my family always went to North Bay fishing. Best fishing in town. That's
something I've done when I was hungry. I haven't done it much for sport. I don't know if I want to go there, but yeah, I've killed some fish and eaten them. I don't plan weekends where I'm going to go sit in a boat and do nothing.
And I guess Mike bought you a hat at an auction. Face like dogs wants to know if you've got it yet.
Oh, this Mike you're talking to, not Mike.
No, somebody says, did Mike give you the hat he got for you at the auction?
Oh, actually, yes, he did. I think he had 2 hats with him, but he did give me the hat. It was a baseball style cap, though, if I remember correctly. You'll have to correct me, but yes, I remember him giving me a hat. But I can't picture it.
Mel
Right
says your hands are like gloves.
Well, exactly, right? Good point. I mean,
Oh, and the menu at the Legion, we didn't go this Friday.
no, it was a special event where they had a person imitating 4 country western stars and singing country music and putting on quite a feast. My producer may wish that I wouldn't give my opinion on music. I have often talked about the ABCs of music. I was raised, my brother used to beat the crap out of me if he caught me listening to music that wasn't jazz or classical or rock and roll. So anyhow, I've heard people say once, anything but country, and that was the ABCs of music. Now, I'm not saying I necessarily agree with that, but I've lived according to that for many, many years, and the Legion dinner was all country. So no. My raccoon was having puppies and I couldn't make it. How's that?
Okay, so did you decide how to support the hood of the Nomad?
No, everything is on hold because mentally, until the latches are perfect, I can't deal with it. I got some steel ribs in it. I was going to put it underneath the hood, and then I went, this car is really freaking nice. I should consider making something out of aluminum or stainless that I could polish. So I threw the other stuff away and went, I've got to think about this. And then I went back to the doors.
So Angus wants to know if there's any 68, 72 Cyclones or Torinos in the Dawson Beaver Lodge area.
There actually is, but not sitting around. You know, those are really tough to get. I know a guy who has a couple, a friend of Brandon Allen's, actually. So there are some. I don't know of any available. And that's something you just got to keep looking. They come up occasionally. And actually talk to guys at car clubs. Any weird thing you want, send a message to a car club in different towns. You can always find them on the web and explain what you're looking for, who you are. And they're generally really happy to give you a heads up or help you out.
What's your favorite Christmas meal and tradition?
Well, alfaghetti. Well, I never ate turkey or meat actually until I was older. So I always had alfaghetti for Christmas. So I still really like alfaghetti.
Still planning to use the 500 Caddy engine.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was awesome. I mean, Brandon made me the deal with that, and I fully intend to use that, plus being front-wheel drive. I think it's incredibly cool. I'm worrying it could be too wide for the Buick, but I'm not sure. But that needs to be used. I mean, it runs. Yes, absolutely. That's good parts. That is something worth finding a project for.
How long did it take the channel to get monetized?
We did have a head start. Being on a show made it a lot simpler for us than a lot of people. So
was it a month and a half?
It happened
Quite a month.
Couple of months. And again, I've watched friends of mine start them, and they're blowing our freaking doors off, and all they did was they're really interesting. So most people who are trying it, just persevere, do what you like. I mean, we're not doing it. We're not creating content, which is something I argue with sometimes. We're just turning on the camera when we're doing what we're doing. This part where I do a live talking to people, part of doing anything is it's fun if people have questions to help other people learn the trade or anything.
And also showing them where to buy a new ladder.
Well, yes, that's true. So you know, it's fun to share that stuff. I know some people, anyhow, we don't get up in the morning and go, oh my God, what are we going to do for content? It's just like, okay, this is what I'm doing today. And it's like, okay, well, don't forget to set up the camera. And like, oh yeah, right. Or sometimes I go, oh no, click. So that's kind of handy too. But yes, it's fun to do it. It's fun to share. And it apparently, if you do it right, it can pay off as well.
Yeah, maybe I can quit my real job.
Wow, that'd be cool. Yes. Yes. So yeah, it's a lot of fun doing it actually. I see some people who do some pretty big things, really interesting. It's a really good resource, you know, like if you're working on a new vehicle and, you know, you're trying to set the emergency brakes off, you know, you stand on one foot and turn the key 18 times and listen for a beep. Without it, how would you ever know that stuff, right? So it is a really good tool as well. Yeah. But
So Lou rebuild an engine as soon as there's room in the shop.
yeah, no, it's everything is, that's why, like we're right behind where the camera is a brand new set of shelving with nothing on it. There's no more shelving there. There's two set up behind me with stuff on it. At nighttime after dinner is when I try to get the other stuff cleaned up to make room. This is where we're going to be for a long time. I've been gone for a long time. It is time to get this set up properly. And then, yes, there's a couple motors Lou needs to do. Maybe Gordon needs his 4-cylinder, 153, very rare, 62 Acadian. And he's down around Rock Creek. And so Lou might be working on that. We're not even sure. That'll be in a few months. So yes, definitely. We just got to get organized. And that's tough.
So Steve from Spanaway, Washington says hi.
Cool.
Morgan from Arizona Mountains.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've noticed now. I asked for a message and some pictures of a car he's working on. They're working on. If you go to my Instagram, you should be able to send it to my Instagram, Blair.Smith. and the number 2, because it sounded kind of cool, and I'd be interested to see the landscape around where you are, because we were talking about that, what it looks like there, and it is pretty cool. So
does your daughter work with you as you work on her car? Or does she not
Yeah.
have that kind of interest?
Oh no, I still have her first weld hanging on the wall. I mean, yeah, this isn't her passion, but she's definitely helped out and used to hand me bolts and wrenches when she was very, very young. And she's done work on her car with me. And generally that's what we do, is we pick a day and she says, okay. And then she shows up and we spend the day working on her car. So nope, she's into it as well. And that makes it much better. Yeah. It could have been easy to say, kid, you gotta work with me. And no, because then your kid hates what you do. So.
Country Boy says greetings from Millet.
Oh yeah, okay, country boy. Oh no, he's gonna be. Well, everybody else can listen to country. That's fine. Just not my favorite. I play trumpet. I'm trying to get back in piano because I played piano before, but I need more time. But now that I'm home, I can have a life again. In 5 years with no life. So this is good. This is life. But look at the plants. I'm a pretty good gardener. Jeez. You know, I got my coffee pot right here. You know, fire up the torch, make some coffee. There's Leo. Body hammer's never too far. So, yes, I mean, this is where I spend most of my time, and Honey over there staring at me from the floor. That's the dog.
Do you play jazz piano or blues piano combination?
Yeah, you know, boy, that's tough. Jazz is what I like. Jazz, blues is great. Blues, yeah. Oh, don't know, can't tell you. Sorry, that should be an easy answer, yes or no, right? But don't have it. So I even like classical.
You like to listen to Brick House?
Yes, Brick House is a Vancouver band. Love them. I was trying to get a hold of those guys so I could play their music. No one ever answered my emails. So if you know anyone from Brick House, in Vancouver. Great freaking band. We would drive 1,000 kilometers, listen to them for one night and drive home. I don't even know if they're still playing together.
There's a question about Leo the lion.
Oh, yeah.
Who belongs to it?
Well, it was mine. Lou gave Leo to me, and it used to be pushed on the foot and it would start dancing. So the batteries, I mean, I've had that for years. The batteries just went dead in about the last 6 months. I'm going to have to replace them so you can see Leo doing the thing and lighting up. Sometimes it's the only thing lit up around her.
How's Princess, and is Honey still eating her food?
Princess, every day when I walk in, all I hear is a cat howling at me, feed me, which I do. But yeah, I like to work on cars. Honey just sits there and stares at me.
Honey's
Honey-
having some issues.
Honey is Lou's dog. And Honey's pretty old and not doing that great. So we're trying to just let her be and sleep 23 hours a day and get fed constantly and get let in and out anytime she pleases. Totally at her beck and call. So, nice dog. Anyhow.
How about your music? I think it's more electronic keyboard dance vibe, like Dance Monkey.
No. Oh,
Maybe
that.
that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyhow, yes. So, basically, that's it. We have to get the Nomad primed and get it off the frame. I should have primed it last week, but I ran into issues with latches and I refused to put it together or take it apart anymore until that's all working. And then it's the hood support, which I have no idea what I'm doing yet, but that's part of the fun of all this. It comes down between budget, time, and, well, priorities, right, is in anything. So, yeah, tonight I'm going to work quite late on the doors, just for my own fun and get that figured out. So we're rapidly approaching the end of the year. Okay, what's going on?
Well, there's a few cool comments.
Okay.
Supertramp keyboard performances are epic.
Supertramp, absolutely incredible, right?
And yes, poor Honey. So sweet.
Yes. Yeah.
Dogs
Yes.
make the channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
And hey, Blair, keep an eye out for Lou. I understand she wheeled the washing machine out behind the backhoe. She's looking to get a new one.
Oh my.
Just like the ladder.
Yes, that's right. Well, yes. So I'm insulating the lean-to at night. I'm putting up shelving. I'm moving cars around, doing vapor barrier, and helping Dad put up a shelving, trying to get these latches done. And pick up a Christmas tree next week, hopefully on top of the Firebird. So
is the plan that we get to see the finish of the Nomad?
oh yeah, absolutely. The Nomad will be finished. Absolutely. Yes.
And after Lyle assembles, we can get that too.
Oh yeah. And I mean, this one's a bit different. Normally Lyle does all the assembly. He gave me a bunch of chrome and stuff and said, oh, you might as well have some fun too, Blair. So I will be putting some of it together. The upholstery is always, you got to get the wiring done first. You want to have your glass in, but you got to work with the upholstery guy too. They have an incredibly difficult job. And some of it's got to go in before windows, some after. So we have to work with those guys to figure out which is best for this car.
Yes, the next video will be the challenging latches. Unless everybody's getting totally bored of that. But that's what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing is that it's not building a car is not all glory. It's wow. There's a lot of boring, hard work involved. And so I don't want to waste your time showing you some of that, but enough of it that people can understand what's involved, right? There is a lot of the mundane. There's a lot of just bull work. That's why it's great to have a Cassidy helping out, who's nowhere to be seen right now because she's helping out Mike where it's sunny and warm. So
So,
Yeah.
Comment, I put a red ribbon on your BMW. It's looking very festive.
Yes, he's trying very hard to sell me a BMW, which is a very cool car, twin turbo. It's got some great seats I could put in the Firebird, but he hasn't quite sold me on it yet. I mean, there's so many other things that we're doing.
So our schedule is, I'm not posting Tuesday and Thursday.
Right. We're posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Saturday, we were hoping to go to someone else's place. Seems like no one wants anything done.
Well, also we got a blizzard going on.
Well, yeah, that's true too. So Saturday, we tried to just trip out to someone's place, and then Sunday do a live in case people have questions, anything that comes to mind, right? So, and normally I'm not showing the car much today, and which would make it easier to ask some questions I'm sure people are wondering about. I am more than a little frustrated with the latches. You can make stuff work, but you have to make something work that is going to work forever. And if it fails, that there's bushings in it, it's something that somebody else can service. You can't just put something together, oh, that works great, feel sorry for the next guy, because it could be me. So you got to do your best.
Rowan wants to know what the difference in the ladders were apart from the price.
Oh, okay. So a grade 2 ladder is good for 225 pounds. A grade 1 ladder is good for 250. Not a lot of difference. Imagine you throw on your tool belt. There's 20 pounds, and depending what you're carrying up the ladder. So it's worth noting that's not a big difference. I expected grade 1 and 2 would be a bigger difference. Anyhow, so I don't think I'm allowed on the ladder. Not with any tools anyhow. And she is safety. So it's a good ladder though, very good.
So yeah, Morgan's waiting to see the awesome door latches when you figure them out.
Wow, they better be amazing. I tried a couple of different things, and actually it took me a lot of time, and at the end went, yeah, I don't know if that'll hang in there. Now, if it was my car, fine. But when you do it to a car that could be 1,000 kilometers away from you, if it fails, well, that's not good. So.
No, epoxy primer is superior to vinyl wash primer in what way?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a chemist. Vinyl wash, we really liked because it had a long, extended pot life. You have it hanging up on the wall, got some bare metal. 2 days later, you go grab it, shake it up, spray it. Incredibly toxic stuff, but worked great. Dried in like 5 minutes. Epoxy was sort of the industry standard for rust inhibiting. You would see it in steel buildings, that red paint they put on the posts and the rafters. Being outside of Edmonton when I was young, giant sandblasted steel was put outside to let it flash rust for a couple days before they epoxied it. So epoxy is a pain because you can't top coat it for an hour. It's a lot more expensive than vinyl wash, but it has more build. We were told it's better. Now, again, I'm not a chemist. I can't tell you why it would be better, but epoxy was the best, and it has a catalyst, and vinyl wash didn't. You just air dried, right? So anyone who wants to chip in with some thoughts on that, please do.
Has Lou ever fined you for not being safe?
She has advised me that I should be safer. And I generally take that under advisement. Yes, she is a bit nitpicky about some of that stuff, and rightfully so, I must say.
And Ken says, just to let you know, videos with your dad are awesome, do more. And then Mel,
Yes.
we kind of see your dad a little camera shy, but he seems to be coming around not minding it. Do you agree?
Yeah, Dad's getting good with the camera, trying to learn to just accept it. Ignore it. It'll just be fine, right?
He does tell me to shut it off when he's tired of it.
Yes, yeah, he does. When he's had enough, he will let you know. It's something like Lou. There's not much guessing about where their head's really at. So, yes, and shout out to A&C Transmission, Edmonton. Todd, Mel, Lou's going to be going down to see them soon. He's built us a couple transmissions, transfer case, freaking awesome to work with. We got to go see them again too. And we were kind of hoping, man, Christmas is coming up quick. So
They're wondering what the weather's like outside, but I don't think we can take the weather.
we're a little concerned about moving the camera right now. I think the speed's up to snuff and everything's going better. We will try to get this all dialed in better and have this set up better and have better lighting. But right now I'm trying to get the car
I
done.
think we might need to move out from underneath that.
Oh, okay. Well, that could be. So there's a lot to it. Apparently, I know a bit about cars, but nothing about this end of the business. So I just want to, tonight, I'm going to get something figured out. I have bought bushings. Now I bought stripper bolts. I bought bushings. So these are brass bushings. They call these shoulder bolts or stripper bolts. So they have a big machine shoulder on them. So when you're making your own latches, you have a machine surface. If it wears out, it's the brass that wears out, and you can change that later on. So these are the kind of things that I've been building and experimenting with. And there's just so many things. Like I've been trying all kinds of stuff.
Cameron says we painted a truck with industrial primer. He couldn't sand it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty tough paints out there. It just depends. Everyone has its own purpose. Some primers you have to top coat within 5 hours, some within 5 days. You really got to read the directions now. You got to be a chemist to use some of these products. So yeah, there's some pretty tough primers and paints out there, really tough. Endura's pretty freaking tough. Trying to sandblast it is tough. It still comes off eventually. The sandblaster always wins. So, but yes, I'm going to talk to Scott about some more. I got to get matching ratchets for my gear wrench sockets. Now this is what got me hooked. I went and bought this working on my aunt's car and a ratchet. And I went, oh, that's nice. And you look at the top and you can't accidentally change directions. I liked it. So.
Earl has a great presence in a video, proud of his shiny anvil.
Oh, yeah.
And BMW, I second that, Roland. That's a cool piece.
Yes, and he's got a few anvils, and he's done a fair chunk of blacksmithing. And he was the pioneer, and his dad was, and his dad's dad.
Hey, people like your camera work.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, again, I'm not so bad at body work, but I'm not too good at this stuff. So, learning as I go, right? So that's the idea.
Doing so much better.
Is that right? Okay. Well, it only had one way to go. So, and it's great when Cassidy's up here. I learned some camera stuff from her because her and Kat do things a little bit differently, which is helpful. So hopefully.
We found out you're not doing time lapse because it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. So I'm just learning this. So anyhow, I want to build cars, right? And that's what I'm trying to do. So
how well does rust converter really work?
Rust converter, ooh, my parents taught me if you had nothing good to say, you really shouldn't say anything at all. But that's not totally fair. Rust converter, I don't know enough about it. I don't like anything that converts something of any type. Wow, when you think of it. What I do like is something that gets rid of something. I would want to get rid of the rust. To convert the rust and leave it there, hey, man, maybe. I don't know. And I can't say it's a bad product and it doesn't work. I can only say I feel more comfortable if I actually got rust remover.
So if you had a choice, do you prefer sandblasting or acid dipping a car body?
Wow, neither. I like molasses and water. So acid dipping works great. The issue with acid dipping and with molasses as well is you got to neutralize it, right? And so they have the secondary tanks and they neutralize it all. Then you got to get primer because now you have all your interior panels. So you'll never see are perfectly stripped and clean. So they dip it in something to protect that. Now you paint your root beer car, and then 6 months later, some stripper leaks out of a pinch weld. Does it? Could it? Would it eat the paint? But molasses, if it leaks out, well, not bad. Doesn't hurt anything. Sandblasting can harden your steel, can warp the steel. So what do? They're all good. They all work. I do a bit of blasting, molasses sometimes. I never send anything for acid dipping.
Dale says I use evapor rust in the gas tanks before it works good. I use vinegar.
Yes,
And I have not used
muriatic acid, which I believe is hydrochloric acid. I mean, I put tanks in my molasses tank, which is outside, 5 feet wide, 4 feet across, 5 feet deep. So 7 or 8 to 1 parts water to 1 part liquid molasses. You soak a tank in that for 3 days to 5 days, pressure wash it out, boom, it's clean. What do you coat it with immediately to make sure it doesn't start flash rusting,
John gives greetings from Australia.
Oh, wow. Australia. Nice.
T asked, how much property do you have if we have a tour in the future? A walking tour?
A walking tour? Well, that would take a while. We could maybe go for a cruise.
We could do a video.
Yeah, we could drive around. We can probably drive up and down the river right now. Well, kind of a creek. It's called the Beaver Lodge River. But let it freeze a little bit more. Maybe we can go for a drive or a walk. There's something to do around Christmas time.
How's the new ladder? Any new tire tracks on it?
Oh, no. No, I hope not. It's upstairs now. Lou, are you putting together a video clip of the Dempster Highway?
I'm working on it, but there's 53 days of.
Okay. I had suggested that, just over the hood of the car, showing the maple leaf, traveling with just that wonderful, repetitive music that she put with it, to play for like an endless tape, like an hour, 2 hours long. So you can just put it on while you're doing other stuff. And there's that music. And then you just see the happy hood burning across the country. I think that'd be a great video for some people, maybe just me. So,
greetings from Finland.
Wow, Finland. That's amazing. They have, wait, now who has the electric cars? So many of them. Finland? I'm not sure. Wow. Oh, yes, I've been reading about that country. So anyhow, people who need a car worked on, need some help within a day's drive, let us know. It'll be January. Show up and help for a day. John, with the Impala, you need to have a heated tent or something so you can show up at your place for a day.
So Dale suggests 8 tracks of music and
8 track.
over and over and over again.
Wow. Yes. That's
Tracks.
not a bad idea. Right on. So, if you think of any cars that you need a hand with, we're still sort of looking for a 20th, 30th car in the area. Might have a couple lines on one. I'm hoping to find out. We have to go look at a Chevelle that's eventually going to head to Australia. They want the sheet metal work done, maybe the body work. And it's within a few miles of here. I don't know where, but talking to the people. And the fella actually lives in Australia that I was talking to. So I've got to go look at that car this very soon.
Okay, John's working on it, man. Mother Nature isn't making it easy.
Yes, John's garage gets very small when it snows outside. Well, just like here. I have a lot more shop space when it's nice outside.
Richard says good evening.
So, right on, Richard.
He says hello from Rycroft.
Oh, yeah, right on. He just finished his truck. I think it's finished. And he did some laser cleaning on the frame, which I'm quite curious how that worked out. I've talked to a few people who've done small pieces with laser to get rid of the rust. I'm curious how long it takes to do an entire frame and what it costs. Sandblasting has always worked pretty good for us. If I have a Model A body, I just dump the whole thing in the molasses tank. That's cheap. I've had the same bit of molasses in there for about 5 years and it still works. which is odd.
Do you do any farming?
I have. In fact, I used to drive a team of horses with a trip brake and also the wagon that they loaded the hay on, which was when I was too young to drive a trip brake. I was driving a team of horses pulling that in the summers. Drove tractor, plowed fields. I'd come home from school, jump in the tractor, plow. Not big time farming, but yes, I've operated equipment, throwing bales and all that cool stuff. Yes. Yeah.
The guy that asked the question converted a hip roof barn into a shop. Wasn't practical for livestock anymore.
Yeah, you see, we got a hip roof barn here, and the logs, dovetail corners, are pretty much gone. I'd like to make it into a house, but I got to get on that. But I mean, that's the thing. We've been gone for years, so now that I'm back, it's time to try. What the hell am I going to do with my life? So, pardon my language.
Any plans to buy a CNC machine?
Any plans to buy one? There always comes a time. No, I guess is the answer. There's so many things to learn, and you can't learn them all. And CNC, freaking amazing. I don't want to dedicate my time to learning how to operate one. I think they're amazing. I would like to have a pal who had one. But no, I don't want to go down that road.
Morgan did like the fall views of the trip.
Oh yeah, right on. You see, Lou? You got to get that video out.
I think we'll lose people if we play that music over and over and over again.
Just a separate video that we can click on. People watch that fireplace log video. It is just the same fire that you see for an hour and then replays. And people sit in front and just watch that. I kind of thought this would be the same thing, except a road trip of the Dempster Highway over and over. Hours. Your thoughts?
There's a guy named Mike something, retired realtor guy who has a shop of old stuff just off the right, Airdrie overpass on a range road. Will they sell? Don't know. You're talking about one car.
I wonder if our friend Daryl would know about those. Daryl, the upholstery dude.
So
Okay.
A 3D printer be handy.
3D printer, yes. I know people. Big Al had a piece made for his car. We were working on his Oldsmobile, and his son 3D printed some plastic parts for the sun visor or something like that. So yes, 3D printing definitely comes into play with old cars. So
Morgan has a 53 210 in the backyard. But I'm unsure where Morgan is from. I should remember.
Yes, Morgan. Excellent. Now those are very cool cars. The 53s, the 54s, both very cool. They had some different trim packages on them, but really nice. I like those.
So how'd the toolbox cleanup and shelving go? Find any missing tools you forgot about?
Definitely found some tools. I'm not done cleaning up because I've had some latches to work on. I went in to see Scott at Pass now that he brought these out and got me hooked. So I have ordered the ratchets and extensions, but I said I don't want them if they don't come in that fancy foam little tray so that I can keep track of what I'm missing. So that will be arriving, and then I want to get pliers. But yes, so I haven't cleaned all this out. What I have been doing is filling up all these other packages of trays of tools, and I've got 3 or 4 of them. So I've been filling them up with all the leftovers, all this stuff, because I want to get this sorted out as well. So I'm trying to clean up the toolbox, the shop, the lean-to, the cars, my life. I'm trying to get organized, but I'm trying to do it all at once, and it's turned to be a little tough.
So where do you think you're going to put all your odds and ends that you've been saving in your toolbox drawers?
I don't know. That is a very, very good question. So I have one big package I'm going to carry in the car, right? Like this small pack, I don't know. Maybe if I get complete, I'll find some young person in the trade who may need some tools and pass them off. It would get somebody by for a while. They're just not matching. They will be complete. So something like that. And then, I have my paint gun keychain. for a company that doesn't matter. So I've heard, okay, paint guns. I want to know what other people like. We've been using a certain type of paint gun for a few years. I have used them for years before I got to the last shop I worked at. JF was using some, oh man, some suggestions on some different types of paint guns that are good for spraying high viscosity clears, spraying waterborne, which is what I normally spray. I want to try out some different paint guns. I think I'm ready.
Is there a favorite tool you hope to find when you get them all organized that you've lost and not had for a while?
Well, there has been one of the ones I just found. Uh-oh.
You lost it again?
Well, my dad made me a tool for holding the brakes on, because I never had a choke in my vehicle. I used it for keeping the gas on when it was 40 below and I was trying to let my truck warm up. I didn't have to sit in the truck. Dad made me this fancy little lever so that I could get out of the truck, go back in the house. Here it is. This. So he took a gear shift, right? And he bent up some steel, and then this, right? So he made this for me years ago. Since I've seen one of those tool trucks show up at a shop, and they sell something like this for mechanics, so you can hold the brakes on while they're fixing something on your car, checking your tail lights, whatever. But you push this end against the fuel pedal, and this goes against the seat. And Dad made, I think, all his kids one of these, and complete with a full extended set of directions on how to use it, of course. So I was very pleased to find that this week.
Bill has one of those.
Really?
Hey Blair, Polar Bear guy here.
Oh,
You
yes.
make the foam tray inserts for toolboxes as well.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I would need to, he should send me a link so I could find that, because Polar Bear mats. Okay. I really love the Polar Bear mats. Now, Dad's got a couple. I've got a short one left here. I keep one in the car. Okay, the foam pads, they sell them at Canadian Tire, and they're amazing. Even in the mud, Mike uses them. He can lay down in the mud and pick them up and throw them back in his trunk. So I didn't know they had foam tool holders. I'd be really curious to see.
Check it out.
Okay,
So,
excellent.
Rose's
Canadian Tire is where you buy that stuff. And
Devil
there's,
Bliss paint guns used to be the norm.
which one?
Devil Bliss.
DeVilbiss,
Oh, DeVilbiss.
Model 37. I mean, every guy worth his salt used to spray with one of them. And then Model 43. 37, 43. Anyhow, DeVilbiss. Yeah, they were freaking great. Siphon gun, though. I don't know what they do now for the gravity feed, which I do prefer.
Chief Phil D says that's an early cruise control.
Yeah, actually, it would. That's exactly what it does. It maintains the throttle. So because I didn't have a choke, I just, once I got it running, jam it on there and go back in the house and have another coffee while my truck warmed up outside. So yeah, they're great. So DeVilbiss, yeah, I should see. I didn't even know. Are they still making guns? I guess I will check. Excellent.
Is your 327 still out east?
326 Pontiac motor. Yeah, it is. It is. And we're supposed to deliver some panels to Heritage Brothers Auto and Diesel Repair. And they picked up some panels here in Edmonton. We're picking up and taking out to them and planning on bringing the motor back, at which point Lou will decide if she's going to rebuild it or dump in some high horsepower gizmotron. We'll see.
The Polar Bear guy. I'm going to be making complete sets for different brands of toolboxes.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so he's come up with a lot of really good ideas. Maskers for rims and tires. I would be very interested to see what he's making. The brand I'm using right now is Gear Wrench. They come with some foam.
But not always.
Not always. No, and I'd really like to see what he has to say. I'll probably have to message him because there's so many of our other tools that don't come with foam. Is it something that we can shape and mix and match, plug and play, so to speak, if you would? So that'd be very cool to see.
Morgan likes your dad's better than the new ones. He wants one.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, Dad rocks. I mean, we're talking, it was a lot of years ago that he made this up. But I wish I could find the directions because it was just hilarious. So, and I will find them somewhere. Anyhow, and these are my bear claw latches, right? They work that easy. This is the lock. So when this is in the car, the glass is right here against it. The door handle is way out here, so you have to make something that goes just above here, just tiny little bit. That's it. And then it has to go down, but it has to lift this up. And then it has to have another one that locks it. It's just driving me bananas. I've had it working in some different configurations, just not good enough. So that's the driver's side. Always play with the passenger side first.
So the polar bear guy said there will be pre-made and also blanks cut to size.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's a great idea. And I'm not surprised. He has great ideas. He just bought a cool Cadillac too.
Steve says I got a 67 Camaro, everything on the bottom needs replaced. Where would be the best place to start?
Well, on the bottom, of course. No, sorry. Yeah, 67 Camaro. You know, it depends what you want to do. If you're trying to, it depends on budget. I mean, you need to start, say, a floor pan. If your rockers are bad, okay, every car is different. Sometimes if I go and there's a rotten floor, I go, wow, I want to make a good perimeter. So I'll fix the inner rocker first, and then I'll do the outer rocker. Now I got an outside perimeter that's really good. Then I can do the floor. If the outer perimeter is pretty solid, pretty good, it's not going to move on me, then I would start in the center and do the floors first. But you don't want to be cutting out your floors and then have your rocker fall away on you. And now you're kind of going, okay, where did that go? Right? I mean, you could, but.
Have you thought about using a small cable in the spring?
I have done them with cables before, yes. I don't like cables. I find it's difficult to get rid of slack. So you fold them over and you clamp them, squeeze clamp them. I mean, they're difficult to adjust unless your pulley is on a slide. I find too much play using cables. I'm not saying that's not a good way to do it. I've had difficulty making cables work consistently without stretching over time and needing more adjustment as I go. So I try to make it just flat bar, 1/4-inch rod, very distinct, no play. But you need some play.
Do you do flea markets? And if so, what's your weakness? Because you may not need to have to buy.
Wow. Well, that's like, no, I don't. Probably because I'm weak. If you go to an auction sale, which Dad and I used to go to some, and Lou enjoys them, it is way, way too easy to come home with a bunch of stuff you don't need.
Like a violin?
Yes, about a violin. But I mean, she's played violin for you. Actually, she's never picked one up before in her life. She saw one and went, wow, I got to have it. So I have done that kind of things. I've found a whole bunch of speakers going, wow, I could have a speaker in every corner and this is great. I'll take them all. And they're up in the lean-to. So that's.
Where do you purchase your auto parts as in body panels?
Generally, every place is good. Service is what counts to me because I'm building weird cars. They're old cars. You call up asking for parts for 50s or 60s or 70s. It's like going into Harley and asking for a shovel head part. They're going to go, what? So I go to Pat's Auto. They're in Grand Prairie. I've talked about them quite a bit. They got stores in other towns around here, Dawson Creek, Fort St. John, etc. Anyhow, that's where I go. it's been good. You got to find a place that'll work with you. I go and order an axle. They got a parts guy goes, by the way, Blair, do you want the gasket? And it's like, you're right. That's the parts guy I want. Because he's a parts guy and he sees me buying an axle and goes, sure, Blair, but did you get oil? That's why I like where I'm going, because they cover up for the stuff I don't think about.
Wade and Daryl say hi and good afternoon. Cheers.
Oh, right on. Well, cheers to you guys. Excellent. Yeah. They're not too far away from here, actually, about 10 clicks.
What are your guys' plans for the holidays? Taking a couple days for feasts and festivities?
Well, yes.
Christmas Day.
There's going to be a heck of a bonfire out here at one point. Wade and Daryl went by your place just the other day, actually. Didn't look like you're around. So we're going to be sticking close to home. Bailey will be around. Kids will be around. Dad will be around. I think Bailey's cooking a turkey this year. Might be her first turkey. I'm not sure. It's a partisan crowd, so it's a good place to practice, I'd say. So, looking forward to that. I'm going to set up a tree in the middle of my shop. I have a rug I save, and I pull it out and unroll it every year. One day I might have a house, and then, I could set up in a house, I suppose, but setting up tables in the shop works pretty good. If we burn the food, at least I got a fan I can turn on and suck out all the smoke. So that's good, right? Yeah, I got an air cutter, if the turkey's a bit tough, I can fire up the window cutter. Yeah, we're all covered here. We got it good. Yeah.
So Roland says it's hard to get parts for 1992 Corsica. Okay, Roland, Corsica. That's Toyota, right? Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I mean, it's true. Sometimes your supplier can't get you everything, but they can tell you where you can get it, which is what's really important. 1992 Corsica. So it depends if you're looking for mechanical or what you're looking for. I hear a lot of giggling going on that side today. There's some questions.
Deep fried turkey potluck.
Okay, no. This deep fried turkey thing, a lot of people have done. You have to make sure it's thought out 100%. There are some complete disasters that have happened. I will never do one because I don't know what I'm doing. We've all seen what happens to people who maybe didn't have it thought out completely.
Plus, Blair just wants alphagettis.
Well, yeah, alphagetti's good. That's right.
So the Corsica is a Chevy.
What? Oh, it's a little car, isn't it? Okay.
Yep, somebody watched my friend's deck go up in flames.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, people talk about it. Really look into it if you're planning on doing that. That reminds me of CBC's.
Safety first.
Right, safety first, of course. The Vinyl Cafe had a story about that. Anyhow, I have a book on that. So be careful out there. It's Christmas.
So the Corsica, go to Rock Auto, he says, for parts.
Okay, that was somebody else, or was that Roland? Okay, yeah, and I mean, that could be Rock Auto. I haven't dealt with. I had a client deal with them, and the problem was if you got a wrong part, you can't talk to anybody. You had to email, and finally just kept the parts and got another set of parts. I try to buy local. I will pay 10% more and still buy local. If they can't get it within 10%, then of course, but I really, really try to support local as much as I can. I mean, you can't always do that, but it's worth it to me. And, I think it all works hand in hand. We'll help each other out, right? So.
Through the Rust Bros saga, did you happen to get any tool sponsorships or running discounts?
I never had any discounts. The shop got a bunch of sponsored stuff. So during the TV show, no. But I mean, I was background, right? They had the show people, and I was just trying to keep my job was to keep the place running smooth and try to help Mike break even. So sponsors aren't concerned about the background. So no, that wasn't part of my deal. I got paid to do my job, and that's what I did.
The polar bear mat guy. Tell Blair it was Lincoln.
He bought a Lincoln? I thought he bought a Cadillac. I got to go back to my notes. Really? I'm sure he bought a Lincoln Cadillac. Okay, well.
You would know what he has.
He would know. I would. That's right. How rude of me. Oh, my word. He was looking at a Cadillac and changed his mind. Well, I'm not even sure now. I'm confused. I got to go back and look at the pictures. So, yes.
So Jet Tools.
What's that?
Jet Tools was not a sponsor for you.
Oh, I was part of the YouTube channel. And as part of the YouTube channel, that was for YouTube, not from the TV show. And I had some benefit from that. Kind of a small one. I didn't end up with. Anyhow, that was part of Rust Bros, which is different than Rust. That was Rust Bros, and that's they still have their channel going, and it's doing quite well. And that's where Cassidy's helping out, and Cass has her own thing going. Even though I still want to get her up here helping as much as possible.
So you must have been FaceTiming with him when you showed him the Lincoln.
When he showed me his, yeah, we were FaceTime. Yeah, I saw it, but I thought it was a Cadillac. I'm not a car guy. I fix them.
Help me set the door.
Yes, no, I remember, yeah, because the door it was hitting too low, I believe. Anyhow, he did show me, and I didn't realize it was a Lincoln.
It's a door.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it, right? I'm fixing a quarter. I don't know what it's on. So, yes.
Anyways, we've taken up an hour and a half almost of their time.
Oh, well, yes, and I'm going to start working on my latches. So, yes, I have shelving this week. Okay, so this week I have to get at least some of that car primed, and that will happen this week. Just have to. At the same time, I have to get my spray outs done on the color so we can all get to see the color, what it's going to look like, including me. So this week, some primer on the car. Absolutely, we'll have spray outs done. I will have the doors figured out one way or the other. These are things that have to happen. Over the next couple of weeks, I wouldn't mind showing when we cut that truck in half, but I mean, that's a 20-year-old video if people want to see it. It was done on VHS and transferred over to digital stuff. So we have that. It was kind of a fun job. It was out in the middle of a car show. So anyhow, in Quesnel, BC. Yes, primer, paint, spray outs. Be nice to get the exhaust figured out. I got to lower that. I'm just falling way behind, and it's mostly self-inflicted because of the latches. And then once I get this side cleaned up, I can show you that. Right now it's still a mess, but my parts are looking very nice, all on shelves. So we will get back to you then, and then by next Sunday, I'll have a lot of things I can show you and go over with. You should check out Summit Lake Ski Area and meet Chester. Favorite animal. And check them out. Midnight Paint and Body, absolutely. And we're all waiting for the 50/50 Camaro to be given away by Killer Customs TV. So check them out. And I haven't given a shout out to Hot Cars and Cool Tools in a while, Russ. So check those guys out. They got a good channel building an incredibly cool car.
Morgan's 53 was originally cream and root beer.
No way. Really? That's a good looking car. Wow. Far out.
Are you presenting the shop Christmas tree next week?
Well,
we'll have it being brought here.
We will have it brought here. We may not show the video of that yet because we probably wait till we have it decorated. And the one thing about decorating it is, for the last many decades, I have boxes and boxes. I could decorate a tree, one of the Sequoia spruces. I've got boxes of stuff. I have enough to decorate many large trees. So that's going to clean out a bunch of my lean-to as well. And I figure we should leave this tree decorated year-round and keep watering the thing.
Where would you put it?
Well, just leave it where it's at.
Your grinding would light it on fire.
Yeah, you got to get that
Safety.
there. Safety. Yeah, okay. That doesn't work. So, Legacy Mat? Right on. Good deal. I really need him to show up at some point just for fun. I wouldn't even make him work. I just think he should come for a drive when he needs a mental health break from building all the cool cars that he's building.
So John figures we should decorate it with body tools.
Ooh.
We have grandchildren, very small.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, that's true. And when a cat pulls a tree over, it can be devastating, right? So, yes. Wow. We could have real birds in this tree. Well, I sure hope it's big.
It's as big as possible.
Okay, so I'm really hoping that it won't hurt the windshield on the Firebird as we bring it home. And I hope it's not too cold. It's supposed to be 30 below this week.
It might be next week before we can go get it.
Well, we'll see what happens there. We'll let you know.
If they clear the roads.
So by next Sunday, this will be primed mostly.
And you need a red hat for Christmas.
I might be able to do that. We'll see.
We'll put a red ribbon on that hat.
I'll figure something out that'll work. So yes, I hope and you know, there's one of the things I was going to mention. If you have a car guy in your or woman in your family, polar bear mats. Go to Canadian Tire and get them some. They're small. They're super handy. You can stuff them in the trunk. You can keep them in your shop. Reasonably priced. I actually really like them. And again, I get nothing, but I think they're great. And he's a cool dude too. So check it out.
Somebody wants to know, was wondering how much it would cost in parts for a windshield kit on the 68 Firebird.
Oh, well, that's simple. I mean, they're just glue in. So as far as I know, they're just glue in. So you have to buy 2 tubes because 1 tube won't work. And they're like $30 a tube. And then you need the primer for the glass, primer for the pinch weld. So you end up spending a lot.
Here's a question for you.
$80.
Blair, you ever want to do a Riddler card?
I have worked on 1, 2, 3 different cars that were entered in the Riddlers. One of them won. For me to do one personally, hadn't really crossed my mind. At times I've done some cars that were so freaking out there. I went, this one should have been entered. So it's always fun to be part of a project like that, but a project like that is massive, huge, thousands upon thousands of hours, lots of fun, pretty stressful. They don't get done in 1 year. They don't get done in 2 years. They're big, big projects. Tons of respect for those. Yes, JF is the guy to talk to about those.
Anyway,
So,
Merry
anyhow,
Christmas, everybody, but we'll see you again before
I'm
Christmas.
going to get to work, and we will see you another time before Christmas. Over Christmas, we'll have a few different videos, but we're trying to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, live on Sunday, and Saturday, just show you something cool that's light and easy going. And that's sort of the general schedule Lou has come up with. I'm trying to build cars. So I'm hoping that that becomes a lot more efficient this coming week. You'll find out over the next few days. We are pretty up to date. So when I do something in here, you usually see it the next day or the day after at the latest. So pretty current. Anyhow.
And the fellow that's asking about the 68 Firebird could reach out with a question to Blair.
Blair.Smith. And the number 2 on Instagram. Send me a message. Happy to answer questions. Put someone in the right direction if I can at any time. So anybody has technical questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out. It's not a problem. All right, guys, gals, cheers. Where do I?